this screen.
You're thinking about everything.
Thinking about everything?
No, that you put doctor in front of my name.
Oh, yes, of course. Got to do that. All right, so I'm going to. So I've started the recording and just going to go into it. Welcome back to another episode here on Hacks and Hobbies. And today we have an inspiring guest whose journey is a beautiful blend of medicine and creativity. Dr. Vasu Tolia is a physician and acclaimed visual artist who has gone from healing patients as a pediatric gastroenterologist and tenured professor to healing minds through her stunning art. Now, Dr. Tolia's work, which blends abstract forms with cultural heritage, is not only celebrated nationwide, but has been featured by prominent organizations like the CDC and the Washington Post. Now, she is passionate about fostering mental well-being, environmental protection, and women's empowerment through her art. Dr. Tolia, it's an honor to have you with us today. Before we dive into the art world, could you share a bit about your journey from medicine to becoming a celebrated visual artist and what inspired this incredible transition?
Thank you, Junaid, for inviting me on your show. Yes, I'll be happy to share my journey. Um, I won't call myself a celebrated artist, but I'm certainly an emerging artist and hoping to be celebrated. So, when I decided to retire from medicine, I had to find something that kept me busy and occupied because I was in such a busy profession, sustaining various roles like a researcher, mentor, teacher, and clinician,
Mm,
that if I didn't do anything, it would have really left me in a total void. So I started thinking about what to do. And after trying a few things like writing and like poetry, music, singing, I thought about taking some art lessons
mm,
because with the other things I tried, I felt I wasn't really getting too much traction.
yeah.
Partly because of the unavailability of teachers to learn classical Indian music and things like that, and partly it was just not taking the shape I wanted it to. So I started taking lessons, and in the beginning, I felt like a child again,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that I had to start something totally afresh after having been at the top of my field
Yeah.
in another way. But I didn't give up. I just told myself I'm going to nurture myself because I didn't have any mentor out here in the artistic field also. So I just persevered, and for the first 3 to 4 years, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure what I was doing. I
Mm,
was copying things as I saw them on photographs or from nature that I had taken or people. Uh, but I felt I needed to do something more. And that's when I decided to liberate myself from traditional representational art to abstract and semi abstract art. And
mm.
I feel I have found a niche in it, and I just enjoy doing it now this way.
That's really inspiring because not only did you were humble enough to say, "Hey, it's okay if I were to start over again. It's okay to go back to the beginning because that's how everybody literally starts." I mean, I have I have four kids total, with one of them being the youngest, 2 years old, and we see the different joy that he finds in learning new things and new words and copying a copying other, or following that
Yes,
that step by step, or whatever it is we tell him to say. He tries to say that, and it's really important to again bring ourselves back into that kind of mindset and be graceful and patient with ourselves, right? Don't not just give up.
very true. Very true. Yeah.
So you said that you weren't able to find many mentors, and you wanted to do a few different things, but art was something that you settled on. What were some of the tools that you were able to find that helped you to say, let me continue going down this path?
I took some classes at a local art center,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of at least set me up on the pathway to start.
Yeah.
But I saw after a couple of years that I really had to find my own subjects. Like I didn't want to just do everything the way the teachers were teaching and
Mm.
asking me to do. So I started self experimentation. And these days, there is no dearth of data on the internet, like
Oh yeah.
looking at YouTube videos and reading books on art and just watching life stories of celebrated artists and things like that. That's where I derived inspiration from. And as I was doing more and more of it, I felt that I started to feel much calmer and good about doing it.
Mm.
You know, I
Yeah.
just didn't feel that strangeness of starting afresh anymore. Like, in medicine, you're always with continuing education. We have to keep
Right.
up with the latest research and all that.
Yeah.
So, this way, when I was doing other things besides the traditional teaching, I felt more liberated and evolved better, I felt.
Mm. No, that's really good point, because you're absolutely right. There's new stuff coming out in the medical space and the technology space, and we have to have that mindset of continued education, where you're teaching yourself new things as you go along your journey of practicing that medicine, right?
Yes, life is a journey of continuous learning.
Absolutely. Life is a journey of continuous learning. I like that a lot. Now, Dr. Tolia, as someone who has spent years in the medicine, how do you see the connection between art and healing? And how can art foster mental well being? And what role has it played in your own life?
You know, as I tried to evolve more as an artist, and I was telling you, I discovered that I started feeling calm and
Mm,
feeling a sense of direction and all that. That's when I discovered that art can be healing. To be honest with you, my mother in her late years, she used to draw a lot,
mm,
and she used to draw all kinds of shapes with geometric devices and put color in them and all that. And when she was doing it, I didn't realize that this is her therapy for loneliness. Because when
mm,
we are at work and whenever she used to visit, and the children have grown up and gone out of the house and
yeah,
things like that, this is how she passed time. But I had not identified that as a form of therapy with her. But
yeah.
she found her spot. So now I know a lot about the neuroscience of healing and how art connects the brain and
Mm-hmm,
releases good neurochemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which and decreases the level of stress and things like that. Because I'm wanting to delve deeper into this aspect and create a forum, like that art is healing, so
mm-hmm.
practice it. You don't have to become an artist to
Yeah,
practice that,
yeah, you
but
don't.
just to find some calm in your life in stressful situations. If you practice it, it gives you a lot of comfort
You know,
and maybe makes you feel better and um, focus on other problems also more easily.
hmm, that's a really that's a really powerful thing that you just mentioned. That when you when you're when you go deep into the creative aspects of your brain, it does create calmness, and it does reduce stress and reduce cortisol level, because you're bringing the other uh, neurochemicals up in your mind. And I've kind of lost sight of that being a podcaster for so many years and calling myself a hobbyist, I've actually given up on all of the hobbies that brought me joy, like going for a bike ride or building
Yeah.
woodworking thing or beekeeping. Like all of those things, I've
Yes.
pushed them aside, and I'm like, why am I feeling so stressed? And why am I feeling so stressed? Because I'm not doing any of the things that bring joy back into my life. So thank you for that
Yes.
reminder.
Yeah. Well, now you will practice it.
Absolutely, that's the plan, right?
Yes.
Now, you've mentioned that your work focuses on environmental protection as well. Talk to me about this and how your art is advocating for environmental consciousness and how you can weave that theme into your creation.
It's one of my missions is to protect the planet. And although I have been pursuing it for a while,
Hmm.
I became more aware of the severity of it when I visited Las Vegas earlier this year in April.
Yeah.
And I went to this new thing called Sphere,
Yeah.
where they have a 360-degree screen, and they were showing a movie about
Hmm.
what happens when Earth has become so barren and deserted that people have moved to other planets to allow it to regenerate.
Yeah.
It's really a very, it comes as a shock, to realize that this is where we are headed if we don't take care of it right now.
Yeah.
Um, so and even before that, I felt strongly about it, and I created pieces where I would personalize Earth as a woman,
Hmm.
and show her wearing robes of rivers flowing out of it with mountains in the background, and at the foot will be houses and people and trees and things like that.
Hmm.
In fact, one of these pieces was chosen by a rabbi uh, who lives on the West Coast,
Yeah.
and she contacted me and said she was using that piece of the internet as a teaching tool.
Hmm.
And I have made efforts to meet with her to understand more about it, and I'll continue to try and do that.
Yeah.
Um, but I also try to fuse the human form with nature when I do it. Like I will put a face in the middle of a flower,
Hmm.
or I will show Mother Earth as a woman painting flowers, or like spring, season of spring descending on the earth
Yeah.
as a woman, like, and spreading the colors everywhere with of rejuvenation. So that's kind of a thing that I use
Hmm.
to represent my theme on protecting the planet.
Yeah.
Like I have also drawn a dry tap with cracked sand around it and all to show that the we may lose all the water and stuff like that. So depending on whatever is going through my mind and what I have read, I
Yeah.
decide on how to represent that.
That's really powerful. Thank you for sharing. I mean, the Mother Earth, we call it Mother Earth because we all come from it, or we all eat the food from Earth, and it's really important to take care of it because after all, this is the only planet we have. This is the only place that we have that we call home. And I'm not sure when it will be possible for any of us to travel to different planets, but hopefully not in our lifetime because that would be
Yes,
pretty interesting for sure.
but but we have to keep working at protecting it as long as we can for the
100%.
future of our children and
Yeah.
other forthcoming generations.
No, 100%. Now, besides the environmental protection, the heating to do the things that help with the environment, you also are a huge advocate around empowering women, and you're really passionate about. Could you talk about how you use your platform as an artist to elevate this important issue? And I think you mentioned that you're drawing, Mother Earth as a woman, like, but I'm sure there's more aspects of it that you can go deeper into.
Yes, in fact, I have had two solo exhibitions on the theme of women.
Hmm.
One was called Women's Journey, where I depicted women in different roles, like starting right from daughter,
Yeah.
sister, mother, wife, um, as a dancer,
Mm,
just being a traditional person towards someone who is like writing a grant and making forward movement. That particular exhibition had 24 pieces, and that was like a fusion of culture. There were
mm,
some pieces inspired by Indian theme, and the others were just like in the role of the woman.
yeah.
But in my other solo show last year, I called it I'm Every Woman, based on the
Mm,
song by Chaka Khan.
yeah.
And I depicted women as best friends or as silent observers and
Mm-hmm.
doing meditation or needing protection or just seeking new pathways and
Wow.
standing tall and being very confident, very determined. So these some of these women had more forms, but they were still abstract. But you will find them to be very powerful if you look at the figure section on my website about
Mm-hmm.
it. And in fact, I want to leave your audience with a powerful message about empowering women in the end, as to how they
Absolutely.
can help with this cause.
I love that, Dr. Vasu. Can't wait to hear how you're, reaching out and empowering the community. Now, let's talk about the transition going from the high pressure medical career to the one rooted in creativity as being a really large leap. And I've been thinking about, you've done these amazing exhibits. How long did it take you to really get tied into or find your footing, right? You said it took you about 45 years. Now, what challenges did you face during those transitions and how did you overcome them?
See, one of the big parts about being an artist is that you have to be visible,
Mm,
for people to see your art. So, what I do is I belong to a few societies, like art circles,
mm-hmm,
and I also participate in juried shows where people, the juror will look at all the submitted pieces and
mm-hmm,
select some of them. So these kinds of competitions, raise your profile, and it also like challenges you. If you don't get accepted, it's disappointing,
mm-hmm.
but you also have to understand that to not let it deter you, because the jurying is such a subjective process. Although the person is qualified and a well-known artist, but there are some who just do representational art and don't do anything abstract,
Yeah.
and there are some who just do abstract and don't like representational art. So those kinds of decisions can also influence the juror's decision in selection. But I don't change my art practice based on what the juror thinks,
Right.
because I have to be true to myself as to what I want to express.
100%.
So even so nowadays I don't even look at what kind of art the juror makes, because sometimes they are not even artists. They are
Yeah.
like other kinds of personalities and all that. So based on the call, I will sometimes make new art if the call appeals to me,
Mm-hmm.
um, like especially related to environment, or they will say a black and white art only, or who you are influenced by. One of the recent
Yeah.
calls was by make something inspired by another artist, and there I made Ganesh. You must be familiar with the revered elephant-headed god of
Mm-hmm.
Indian culture.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a Ganesh thinking how Picasso would make him,
Wow,
you
interesting.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made in the style of Picasso, and I was very happy with the result, because I felt what I was doing is kind of a unification of Western American Indian
Mm,
culture coming together.
nice.
So, these kinds of things, um, happen, and I have taken part in more than 100 group shows
Wow.
now.
Amazing.
And if you are bestowed a prize, then you enjoy that accolade, and It gives you more impetus to keep doing it and
Yeah.
go forward and want to do more and more of it.
No, you're absolutely right. The encouragement from the community, the encouragement from the people around us is really something that helps us keep moving forward, that helps us uh, find that motivation to keep coming back and doing
Yes.
that. So thank you for sharing. What one question that I had now, because you do paint, and we're like, what's the largest painting that you've been able to paint in your time as being an artist?
My largest painting has been 4 feet by 5 feet.
Okay,
I'm not a very big person. I'm
sure,
only 5'2.5".
sure,
So, and I don't want to climb on stairs and
right, right, right,
be on a bigger space and do
sure,
it. So I try not to do anything bigger than 4 by 4, to be honest with you.
gotcha.
And sometimes you can put different panels together,
Mm-hmm.
so they can be in continuity or on the same theme.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That that helps to put it together too,
yeah. No, that's a
rather
good.
than being a very large painting.
That's a really good point. I keep thinking of how paintings are so. There's such a huge, beautiful way to represent what's in our mind, what's in our heart, and in fact, our living room still doesn't have any painting. It's we have a bare wall above our main sofa that I haven't found the right piece to put there yet. And the other
Okay.
reason that I asked is because I've interviewed muralists on the podcast who make massive, 10
Yes.
feet tall by 20 feet wide paintings that takes them days to create, and it's been really fun watching his journey and as they create these beautiful sceneries in the stores.
Yes. It all depends on how you evolved. Junaid,
Yeah,
it's important to know that I don't come with a formal art background,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So sometimes I feel like an imposter that, do I know enough, as much as everybody else?
yeah.
And who am I to call myself an artist? But as has gone on, my confidence in representing my mind has grown
I love that.
because I'm just giving voice to what I feel.
No, you're absolutely right. And something that I tell people is if you're feeling an imposter syndrome, keep going because you're going in the right direction. Only when you do something that scares you means that you're going in the right direction by learning new things. And you've just proven it by telling us that you've done 100+ group showings, you've built that confidence up, and it's that's just how the journey and the cookie crumbles. The journey
Yes.
unfolds. Um, Now, for those who are listening, maybe going through a transition themselves, what advice would you give them to help successfully navigate change and tap into their own creative potential?
First of all, if something is not going right in your current career, you really have to accept it first
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that although you accept it, you decide to move on. Um, and starting afresh doesn't mean that all the experience you have gained is left behind.
Yeah,
It really helps you shape to become the new you. And when you become a new you and achieve success in that, your resilience and confidence grows. And those are the biggest qualities that make us endure everything in life and move forward. So I would just tell them to go for it, try out a few things if they
yeah,
are not sure what exactly their future is in, and then move forward in whatever direction gives them a great sense of joy and purpose.
yeah.
Because to be happy in whatever you practice is very important, but to combine it with a sense of purpose
Mm,
makes it even more joyful, to be honest with you.
yeah.
If making art gives me a lot of joy and calmness and it's my meditation,
Mm-hmm.
but having focused it for the purposes I do by aligning with charities and give a portion of the proceeds from the sales to those charities, those have become my missions, and they
Mm,
give me a lot more pressure
yeah.
than just making it for making sake.
No, that's really powerful and very noble. Thank you for sharing, and especially this message will also resonate with the students, right, that are going through
Yes,
this brand new experience of stepping into the working world, or figuring out where they want to go into college, and figuring out what they're passionate about, and figuring out those specific things that are going to help them grow and become a better human being.
definitely.
All right, Dr. Vasu, this has been so much fun. I've learned a lot from you. I can't wait to go check out some more of your paintings and your work and your artistry. Um, Before we get into the three hacks, we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to jump into the three hacks that entrepreneurs or other people going through transitions can use in their
Okay,
process. All
sure.
right. Hey guys, welcome back. We've been talking with Dr. Tolia here on the podcast, and her journey on how she's gone from being a doctor to now being an artist. It's really an amazing journey, an amazing transition, and the success that she's found, and the encouragement and support from the other artists in the societies that she's part of is really a powerful thing that helps us keep moving forward in the things that we're passionate in. Now, Dr. Tolia, we always love to give our listeners some actionable tips. Could you share three practical hacks for our listeners who may want to explore art as a form of self care or as creative outlet for healing?
It's very interesting that you call these questions hacks. That's such a strong word for with a positive twist.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. I would encourage your listeners to incorporate art or creative activities in their daily routine, whether they just doodle or write or get an
Mm.
adult coloring book and color in it or whatever they feel like doing. They might discover that, you know, it will help them to disengage with other things on their mind
Yeah.
and make their mind calmer. So, this practice will not only lower the stress, but also will spark creativity and problem solving skills more.
Mm. I love that.
You develop a fresher perspective for other areas of life too if you practice that. Okay.
No, you're,
You
you're
want me to
absolutely
move to
correct.
you want me to move to second
Yeah,
hack?
let's go to the second hack.
Okay. So connect your passion with your purpose. Don't just do something for doing sake,
Mm.
but find and identify a cause to work with it that will give you more fulfillment and empower you more as far as your commitment to community and giving back to the world is concerned. Because by aligning your personal hobbies with a greater cause, whatever your passion is,
Mm-hmm.
they will become more meaningful.
Yeah.
It will fuel motivation and long term commitment towards pursuing it.
Powerful. I love it. Let's go to hack number three and sit back a little bit because the sun is coming and highlighting your
Okay,
nose.
okay,
There you go. Much better.
okay. If you are doing any kind of creative tasks, you should try and batch it together.
Mm.
Like if I'm working on a theme of paintings, like I'm creating, say, flower paintings, I will work on five or six at the same time. And, while one is drying, I'll work on the another one and all that. What it does, and I also set aside a block of time for creating several of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you more productive because you're focused on the same kind of thinking in your mind, and it improves efficiency by reducing distractions and mental fatigue instead of fleeting from one to another subject.
Mm.
And it's really perfect for balancing multiple projects or hobbies alongside other responsibilities. To do it in this way would be my suggestion.
I love that so much because it's in alignment with what I with how I arrange my days as well, right? I'll do multiple podcasts in the same day as opposed to splitting up into multiple days because
Yes.
I don't want to be context switching. And that's a great point to stay in that state of mind so that you can get even more creative and you're putting more hours towards that single activity of creating things.
You summed it up pretty well. Yeah, as you
Awesome.
have experienced it
Yeah, a
yourself.
little bit, a little bit of experience, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
those were some really great hacks. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, we're going to move into the last segment of the episode. This is where we have specific questions for
Okay.
you. I'm going to change the view here so you see what I see. All right, so this
Do you
is.
want me to close the window?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's close the window.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's much better. Yeah. I said that's
Switch
much
on the
better.
light.
No,
Oh,
this
okay.
you're
All
good. You're
right.
good. Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
All right, so question number 1. Boom. Let's see. All right. So question number 1 is, what's the one hobby that you wish you got into?
Music.
Hmm.
When I was young, um, my parents had arranged for a music teacher like to for me to learn harmonium and sitar.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother used to. I and my oldest brother were supposed to do it,
Yeah.
but my brother was so interested in cricket. He would just run away. So I protested and told my mother that I wasn't going to do it by myself. I wish she had pushed me to do it,
Hmm.
but she never did. So it remains one of my unfulfilled desires.
To play some music, right?
Yes.
Um, what's cool is so I did a children's book called A to Zoo with Animal Alphabet Symphony, and in it, each animal is playing an instrument based on its own name. So for an iguana, I have him playing an Indian sitar.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, it's
I must
pretty.
buy that book for my grandson. I have an
Absolutely.
almost 2-year-old grandson too.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we'll definitely send you a link to that book.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, next question. What did you want to be when you were a child?
I really I wanted to be a beautiful person. Um, you know how traditionally in India beauty is defined with fair skin
Hmm.
and things like that.
Yeah.
And you watch movies and see these beautiful women. And my mother taught me at that time that it's better to have a beautiful soul
Yes.
and be a good human being rather than worry about how somebody perceives you just by your looks and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really indebted to my mother for making me see where the beauty lay.
Wow, that's so powerful. I love it. Thank you so much. And that's a really, I mean, I was on an podcast episode earlier today, and we talked about, don't judge a book by its cover. Even though we
Yes,
say that, it's still in human nature to do that, right? So, something that we can do is by creating uh, a compelling story around. I don't know where I'm taking this, but you're absolutely right. Uh, it's the beauties on the inside more than the outside.
yes, and it will shine through
Yes,
provided you behave well.
absolutely true. Absolutely true. All right, next up, what is your favorite movie or TV show?
I'm not much of a TV watcher,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I enjoy Price is Right, something simple like that.
Yeah,
Um, just to see things being given away gives me a lot of joy. But
yeah.
I enjoy shows like Jeopardy, also where you have to think and know certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they are more like an educational shows, or I enjoy also watching along the lines of Jeopardy, like Indian show Kaun Banega Crorepati.
Kind of like Who Wants
Amitabh
to Be a
Bachchan.
Millionaire with Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes, yes, that
Nice.
concept. Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that. All right. Next up, what movie would you choose if you got to play a character in it?
I would choose Pocahontas.
Hmm.
You know how she was alone and she had to raise herself up and
Yeah.
do kind of things. Although I also enjoy Anna's character in Frozen,
Mm-hmm.
the younger sister
Yeah, younger sister.
who
Yeah.
is really more engaging and thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, 100%. I mean, those are two really powerful characters that Disney's brought to life. It's pretty awesome to see.
yes.
All right, next up, this is one of my favorite questions. Who is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is Goddess Durga
Hmm,
because, she's the one who conquers the evil and lets the good in the world prevail. So,
that's awesome.
like the goddess comes as a powerful person,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the season of Navratri and Diwali.
Yes.
Another form of Durga is also Kali. She
Hmm.
also conquers the evil. So, and I'm really fascinated by Indian mythology and all.
Yeah.
So I have read about all these characters, and
Mm-hmm.
to me, she's my superhero.
Nice. I like that. That's really. I've never heard that before, so this is very prime content right here.
It's an original.
Yeah, it's absolutely an original. All right, and then the last question: if you were a board game, what would it be?
A board game. Um, or be chess
Hmm, it's a powerful game.
because it is, yeah, not only a powerful game, it makes you think so concretely and
Mm-hmm.
in minutiae and there are so many possibilities there, you know,
Yeah,
depending on the move of the other person, um, as to how you respond. So whether that results in defeat or victory.
yeah,
And so many combinations are possible that I'm fascinated by it.
yeah.
I don't play it much anymore, but when my children were young, I used to play with them a lot more. I must
Nice.
pick it up with my grandkids now.
There we go. There we go. And the,
Yeah.
the next generation, right?
Yes,
All right. Well, that wraps up the last segment and the podcast episode as well. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Vasu, here on the podcast. Uh, your insights
I'm
into,
very thankful.
yeah,
Yes, I'm very
absolutely.
thankful for this invite and for sharing my journey.
No, thank you so
And
much.
it was my privilege to be on your show.
I'm honored as well. Now, your insights into how art can be a bridge between medicine, healing, and advocacy are truly inspiring. I mean, and you've embodied it by showcasing how you brought those things together. So, thank you so much for the inspiration, and thank you so much for showing us the way of why it's so important to have these creative outlets, because not only does it make us better humans, but it also makes us much more relaxed so that we can enjoy life as it's meant to be.
Absolutely true. You encapsulated it very well.
Well, thank you so much, Dr.
Okay,
Vasu,
thank
again.
you. Yeah.
How can our audience connect with you and learn more about your work?
So if your audience goes to my website, www.vasutolia.com, vasutolia.com, dot
Mm.
art, sorry, dot
Dot
art,
art. Okay.
slash hacks and hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
It will take you to a special page that I have created for your guests.
Oh, thank you.
And they can look at my um, encapsulated version of um, how to empower women.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some of my featured paintings in there, and they will really be inspirational for helping women gain equality.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. That's really very generous and very kind of you. I'll definitely be including all of these links into the show notes so that people can go uh, admire and, experience the gift that you shared with us.
Okay, thank you.
All
I
right.
look forward to hearing from your audience
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
connect with them.
100%. 100%. Now, thank you all for tuning into another episode of Hacks and Hobbies. As always, remember, what am I remembering? Hold on. As always, remember to explore, create, and connect in everything you do. Keep hacking away at your hobbies and passions, and we'll catch you next time.